One of the reports regarding Switch 2 Electric Boogaloo at Gamescom is that a souped-up version of Breath of the Wild was demoed. This makes sense if this was simply a tech demo or something more. There was a leak earlier this year from a Pokemon outsourcing company employee who stated some details regarding the upcoming Scarlet/Violet DLC. Everything they've leaked regarding the DLC content has been correct so far. They also stated that they were working on a patch to boost the graphical fidelity of the game on the next Switch models. This seems to indicate backwards compatibility is happening. What do you guys think are the chances that we get quote-unquote next-gen patches for current and past Switch games like Sony and Microsoft did for their current-gen consoles? Oliver, I think it's basically inevitable that we're going to get those patches.
Yeah, I'd certainly hope so, especially from Nintendo's first party output when they're looking to advertise the new features of this new hardware. Regarding the Scarlet Violet DLC, if there was ever a game that had some need of a performance enhancement or more powerful hardware, it's Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. I can say that as the person who took a look at that.
I might say Age of Calamity is slightly worse.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's also quite bad. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they will be patching a lot of games and updating them with, support for high frame rates, support for high resolution output. That would be terrific. And a lot of those older Switch games, I think, based on certain methods that, many people have access to nowadays, we can see they actually do look quite good at high resolutions. So I'd expect that to be true on this successor console as well.
Yeah. Thoughts, John?
This kind of feels like uncharted territory for Nintendo, though. They've kind of developed this habit of re-releasing games from prior generations at full price. Mm-hmm. So I'm very curious to see if they will be benevolent enough to bestow us with simple patches versus requiring you to purchase a new version of the product. Like, if they do just offer patches like that as an update for prior owners, that will be a huge step for Nintendo. So yeah, I hope they do that, but I'm gonna say wait and see on that.
I'm curious as to whether it is going to be a patch or whether it is going to be basically a port. Because, there is going to be a great degree of work required to do a port, whereas a patch would be a lot simpler. But the patching code meant for an entirely different system to allow for higher resolutions and stuff. I'd say that's going to be quite challenging, right?
Yeah.
So we've got this alleged demo of Breath of the Wild running at much higher resolutions and frame rates. Question is, how much work went into that to make that happen, and is it viable to first of all to actually do that on prior Switch titles, going all the way back to the launch, or is it the case that a certain degree of developmental work is required to bring it over, and that would require some degree of asking price for the consumer to get that version of the game, which I don't think is too much to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Microsoft's largesse on this has been quite unprecedented, but Sony's policy of charging extra depending on how good the upgrade is, I'd say that has some merit as well, possibly.